Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we will be talking all about the new releases of 2026 that I'm really excited for, because the other day I did my reading journal setup for 2026 and I have this spread where I would write down all the anticipated new releases that is coming out in 2026. And so I collected some of them on my phone and I thought we can go through them because I feel like it's always interesting to just see what books are coming out next year and what you want to keep your eye out for, because I know there are so many book releases, but I'm just going to do a little spin when it comes to this like anticipated new releases, as in like my anticipated releases. So yeah, let's just get into it. I will go through from January to June, I think, and then I will do some sporadic mention for the later half of the year because I did not find a lot for the later half of 2026 because I think it's just still too far away. But for the first half, I found like a solid amount of books that I would like to read and maybe check out. So let's just go through them. The first one I have is on the 5th of January, which is In Your Dreams by Sarah Adams. I haven't read anything by Sarah Adams, but I want to try and read something. I think one of her more popular books are like When in Rome, if I'm not wrong. So I'm really intrigued. I feel like this year I didn't read a lot of contemporary romance and I stick with the authors I already know. But I thought, like, you know what? It's December, almost the end of the year. I can try out new authors, so to say. So yeah, I'll be checking out Sarah Adams' new releases in January. And then still in January, we have a new release by Heather Fawcett, which is Agnes Aubert's Mystical Shelter. Honestly, it sounds so good. Not that I have read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, because I am pretty intimidated with that book because I do not like cozy fantasy. I don't know if it's cozy, but the part that I already read, it's very cozy, and I was like, okay, can we have something more going on? That's why I'm excited for this one because it sounded a little bit more adventurous than an Encyclopedia of Fairies. You know what I mean? Although I will read that book eventually, but it will take some time, I think. That was 17th of January, and then actually that was in February. That was February 17th, not January 17th. And then on the 24th of February, we have B.K. Borison's new book, which is the second book in the First Time Caller series. I think it's called Heartstrings, which is And Now Back to You. I enjoyed First Time Caller and it was really good. I think it's not like a 5-star or anything like that, but I feel like the second book could be, because the premise was so interesting. And I tried the Love Light Farm book, which is called In the Weeds. Not necessarily Love Light Farms. Maybe I'll pick that up soon. But yeah, I feel like maybe this one could be a strong contender of contemporary romance. And now moving on to March. On the 3rd of March, I have Across the Vanishing Sky by Catherine Cowles. I love Catherine Cowles and she is so underrated as an author, and all her books. I love all her books, and I think this year I read like 2 series by her, so I read like 10 books. I loved her writing style. I loved everything about it. It's so emotional and it's so short and sweet. It's perfect. And so she's coming out with a new one. I don't know if it's the start of a new series or it's a standalone, but the standalone that she released this year, which is All the Missing Pieces, was a 5-star for me. So I'm hoping that it's another bangers. So we shall see. But also on the 3rd of March, we have In Her Own League by Liz Tomford. And this is, I think, the story of Monty, if I'm not wrong, which is the coach of, in one of the books, or in some of the books, they are like baseball players, if I'm not wrong. And Monty's the coach of that baseball league. Okay, I don't know my sports terms, okay, guys. But if you guys read the Windy City series, this is Monty's story and Reese's. If you read Caught Up though, I think the female main character there, I think Miller's dad is Monty. So I think it'll be really interesting to see Monty's point of view. And yeah, again, I love Single Dad. And on the 7th of March, we have Rights of the Starling by Daphne Perry. Shield of Sparrows being one of my most favorite romantasy of the year. She's coming out with the second book on March, which is, when was it again? Which is 7th of March. I am so excited for this. Honestly, not gonna lie, I forgot the ending. No, I remember the ending. Oh, Okay. Yeah, I'm really ready for the second book. I really thought the second book was out, but of course, the second book was not out. So we shall read that when it comes out. Moving on to 17th of March, we have Inamorata by Ava Reed. Again, I really want to try new authors. I feel like this year I did try a lot of new authors when it comes to romantasy or fantasy in general, but I could always be reading from more new authors. So I want to pick up her new releases. I don't know if it is a second book in a series or something, or it's a continuation of a series, but I just know if it is a continuation of a series, I will read the first one to read Inamorata, because even the name sounds so cool, so I really want to pick it up, but we shall see if I like it. Moving on to the next one I have is one of my most anticipated read, which is The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez, and it will come out on the 31st of March. I love Abby Jimenez. I love all her like books, it just hits so hard for a contemporary romance, and I do love contemporary romance, so I'm really excited for this one. I think every year whenever Abby Jimenez decides to release a book, I will always be down. I will always be in line queuing to buy her books. Moving on to April, we have Release Me by Tara Mafi. I have here, okay, I just recently reorganized my bookshelf, so I don't really know where things are, but I have Release Me, which is the second book in the New Republic series by Tara Mafi. I love the first book. I think the first book was so fast-paced, so like not too stressed, although it was very stressful, but I really like the enemies to lovers kind of vibe. It was like a true enemies to lovers. And we are following in that book, at least, James, which is the brother of Adam and the half-brother of Aaron Warner. I really, really like James' character, and I just want to see what happens in the second book. So, yeah. And then moving on to the other new releases in April that I'm really excited for is The Ballad of Falling Dragons by Sarah A. Parker, which is the second book in the When the Moon Hatched series, I think. Or I don't know what the series is called, but I know the first book is called When the Moon Hatched, and I'm so excited to read that one. I think that book will be going to my yearly TBR for next year. So I think I will probably pick up the second book immediately when it comes out. Okay, I lied. There's one more release in April, which is also on the same day as The Ballad of Falling Dragons, is King of Gluttony. I have been following the King of Sin series by Ana Huang. Not that like I love Ana Huang's writing style, it's more like I love them as a palate cleanser, but have I ever thought of them afterwards? Not quite. But I do love a palette cleanser book, because I feel like without palette cleanser books, everything's too jumbled up for me, if you know what I mean. I feel like the stories themselves, they're really good, but I don't get like a proper sense of like, oh, this book is a 5-star kind of feeling. So, but I think in general, I just love an emotional romance, contemporary romance. So when it's like a little bit more lusty, I don't love it. So that's why the King of Sin series, I'm just continuing it because I know that it could be a potential good palette cleanser to read. Now moving on to May, we have 5 books. And on the 5th of May, we have the second book in the, Direbound series it's called, which is Furybound by Sybil Sorensen. I have not read Direbound, but I know it is a book that I want to pick up tonight after filming this. So I think by the time this video comes out, I probably am already done or currently in the middle of Direbound. So we shall see. If I like it, I will pick up the second book. If I don't like it, well, you'll probably hear from me from like different reading vlogs, because I always tell you my opinions are on books. So yeah, that's that. And on the 12th, Broken Dove by Danny Francis. Again, I have not read Silver Elite, but it is also on my yearly TBR for next year. So if I love the first one and I want to read more of that world, and if I actually love it or enjoy it, I have the second book to pick it up. I guess maybe then hopefully I would read it closer to May. We shall see. But moving on to the next one, on the 19th of May, we have 2 new releases. We have Light Wielder by Rachel Schneider, which is like the metal and what's the series called? I'm not sure actually. The first book in that series is called Metal Slinger. I have not read it. Again, I will read it. The thing is with bookmas, it is a bit stressful juggling all the books I want to read. But once bookmas is done, all I will be doing is rotting and reading and pretend that the outside world does not exist. Obviously, not to the extent of that, but I have planned a few days where I just can rot and do nothing for the day, so to say. Moving on to the next release on the 19th is Fever Dream by Elsie Silver. I read the entirety of the Rose Hill series and the entirety of Chestnut Spring series. I have not read her older ones. I think it's called Gold Rush Ranch, although I think I want to be picking it up next year because I'm like trying to space out Elsie Silver's writing. It's a good like palate cleanser, contemporary romance, and the thing is Chestnut Spring series was top tier, was so good, but I think the Rose Hill series was okay for me. Wildcard was probably my favorite. I don't know, it's difficult, but I just want to check out Gold Rush Ranch as well. And I think also Fever Dream might be the start of a new series. And then we have on the 26th of May, which is Dolly All the Time by Annabelle Monaghan. Annabelle Monaghan, oh my gosh, her writing style, I just love. She writes everything to the point and not a lot of like dilly-dallying, not a lot of like filler things happening. It's almost always 300 to 400 page long, and that's it. She doesn't drag out the book. And the characters are all like somehow deep enough, even though it being only a 300-page book. So yeah, I love Annabelle Monaghan. I think most of her books I've rated like 5 stars. So I'm really excited for this one. Now moving on to June. In June, I only have one, which is The Someday Garden by Ashley Poston. I am really excited for this one. I didn't read her recent new release, which is like Sounds Like Love, I think, but I did love the 7-Year Slip, The Dead Romantics, and also the, what is it called, guys, the one with the cover that I truly love. Oh, it's a novel love story, and I do truly enjoy the 3 books that she came out with, so I will be pretty excited to pick this one up as well. Okay, so I have honorable mention for the second half. Like I said, I only collected a few because I'm not sure if it's actually coming out, because you never know. It's still 1 year away, because people sometimes, or like authors, sometimes they push back release dates or they make it faster, so on and so forth. Obviously, I think next year, mid-year, I will probably do another anticipated new releases video for the second half of the year, so to say. So yeah, but let's just go through it real quick. On the 21st of August, we have Sea of Charms by Sarah Beth Durst. Again, I have not read anything by Sarah Beth Durst, but I do want to read The Spell Shop, I think. The cover looks so amazing, but again, with me, I am very nervous in picking up cozy fantasy because I know I do not like cozy fantasy at all. It's too tame. I need more action for like fantasy book. Like sometimes I do love cozy romance, but because the romance keep me going, because I'm a romance girly, like I said. But with fantasy, when there is no world building, when it's too chill, no action, so on and so forth, it's just like, it's a bit too bland for me, I think. I have not tried reading a lot of cozy fantasy, but the cozy fantasy that I did read, I did not enjoy. So, yeah. Anyway, that is that. And then also on the 21st of August is The Matchmaker's Cottage by Ali Hazelwood. I think for sure Ali Hazelwood would have more new releases, because I think this year we got 5 new releases by her and they were all so good, although like some of them are novellas, but still like 5 books in 1 year, that is quite crazy. So I am expecting for another like 5 book year maybe from her. If not, then definitely more than one, I think. And then on the 10th of September, we have the second book in the Night and the Moth series. Although I know a lot of people absolutely adored the Night and the Moth. I feel like for me it was good, but it's nothing like groundbreaking really. I like the magic system, I like the worlds, I like the character, but it's nothing like I would brag home about. You know what I mean? It's not like a 6-star kind of read. It's more like a 4-star. I liked it. That's it. That's the end of the conversation, if you know what I mean. So on the 10th of September, The Knave and the Moon will come out, and I will for sure be reading that. As much as I'm like completely indifferent with The Night and the Moth, I'm still really intrigued in how the duology, I guess, would wrap up, because I think it is a duology if I'm not wrong. And on the 25th of September, we have Daggerbound by T. Kingfisher. I am so excited to pick up Sword Heart. I know a lot of people say Sword Heart is one of the best books that they have read from T. Kingfisher, so I'm excited to read Sword Heart. I have not read many by her, but I do want to pick up more, and I feel like she has so many books. It's kind of like Brandon Sanderson. When you get into their books, you're like, okay, here you go, 40 other books in my backlist, go read them. So yeah, I am excited though for Sword Heart. I don't know how many I read, but the only book I really remember right now on the top of my head is Thorn Hedge. It was like a retelling of some kind of fairy tale. I'm not sure which one. I really enjoyed it, although it was like pretty meh, but it was also like a novella, I think. So I think I cannot really rate an author by reading their novellas. So I will be picking Sword Heart, and you guys will probably be coming along with me and seeing all my opinions when it comes to Sword Heart. So yeah. So we have 3 more. On the 30th of November, Victorious by Fee Schwab will come out. This book is such long awaited new releases, I think, for so many people. I think so many people love The Vicious and what's the second book? Vengeful, I think. Vicious is one of my favorite dark academia ever. I think nothing topped it so far. So I'm really, really excited for the 3rd book to come out. Not that I loved the 2nd book as much as the 1st one, but I think the 3rd one will honestly be epic. I am nervous how it's going to conclude, because even from whenever Vicious came out, I think it was already teased that it will be a trilogy. But I think in between, there's so many, like, so much break, so many years in between. I just really hope that she doesn't push this back, because I just want to know how everything concludes. The second to last one I have is also on the 30th of November, which is The Last King of Fairy by Cassandra Clare. I have no idea if this is a new series or this is like, I don't know, in the Shadowhunter world. I feel like it looks like it could be in the Shadowhunter world, the cover. Let me look. Sorry, I'm like on my phone. Wait, it is. The Wicked Powers is the final trilogy in the Shadowhunter Chronicles. The final trilogy. Oh, guys. Okay. I'm afraid next year we will have some bangers, new releases. I'm really excited for that. But wow, I didn't know that. I think the Swordcatcher series, they're like a duology maybe. I have not read it. I have it somewhere. It's up there. I have it up there. And I really want to pick it up. But I made a promise to myself. I want to finish Shadowhunter World first. But if it's not coming out anytime soon. But I just want to catch up to the final hours, I think. And then I will read the Swordcatcher and the Rag Picker King, I think, if I'm not wrong, the blue cover one. So yeah, honestly, I'm so excited for November. It's Victorious by Fee Schwab, and then The Last King of Fairy. Yep, it will be so good, honestly. The last one I have here is the 9th of December, which is Tailored Realities by Brandon Sanderson. I don't know, I think it's like a Stormlight Archives novella, if I'm not wrong. Again, I have not caught up with the Cosmere at all. I'll be picking up like Warbreaker very soon, and then I will go to the Stormlight Archive, which is The Way of Kings. And if you know, that's definitely the beginning of the whole Cosmere like reading order. So I'm trying to make my way through, but I don't want to rush it because I'm enjoying like reading it. So I don't want to like, okay, I just want to read it so I can read this. No, I'm gonna enjoy my time reading it slowly. But yeah, anyway, I think that is all the new releases I can show you today. It is honestly such an exciting 2026 because we're getting so many new releases that I would expect we're not getting next year. So I'm so excited. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay warm because right now it's so cold outside. We had like a mini weather dip. It was, I don't know, double digit the other day, and then now we're on -7. So it's yucky outside, although I love winter. So either way, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next one. Goodbye.